Hi, everyone. Welcome to our call tonight. We're going to have Miss Eileen share a lot of good information on the iTeracare blow dryer, and then we'll show you some videos, answer any questions. This is going to be recorded. So if you're viewing it after the fact, definitely let us know if you have questions. Take it away, Miss Eileen.
Hello, how are you? Yes, okay. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm here in Las Vegas and I want to welcome you all for this evening. And we wanted to show you a video first of what is happening around us. This one you will be amazed. One of the featured I would say, user of the iTeracare device is a COVID vax injured patient. 17 weeks, he's moving his body and has no balance and nothing. Until after he discovered the use of our iTeracare device. In 3 days, he was able to be stable. So Miss Renee, kindly show us the testimonials. Oh.
Guys are helping a lot of COVID vaccines.
Miss Renee, is the volume okay?
I'm sorry.
Is there a volume?
Okay, you guys can't hear it?
No, I can't.
No, I can't hear it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Let me try that again. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right.
This is what happens when you have a novice.
It's all right.
So there's a little box at the bottom that says share computer sound.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you gotta click that little box or check that little box.
Okay, let's get back to 10 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay, let's try this Hanaho.
Okay. Now we've got COVID vax injured patient here. His name is Alex.
That better?
All right. And this guy,
Yes. Thank you.
was unable to walk after his COVID shot. 17 weeks unable to walk. And after 3 days of blowing, this is what happens to him afterwards. He's able to walk down the stairs, and on 15 days, that's him. And in fact, he was interviewed during our live stream. You can see these guys are helping a lot of COVID vax injured patients right now, and they're getting better. That's amazing. That's truly amazing right there. We've got stroke patients. We've got blood sugar level from 201. It went down to 185 in 10 minutes of blowing. Wow, that's wow. We've got 2 weeks of blowing. This is a friend of our friend. Look at her face. It's deformed after 2 weeks. It's back. Can you imagine that? This is a lady on a wheelchair. You can see her face. She's happy. She's using this device. These are stroke patients getting better because of the iTeracare. We've got paralyzed. This is from the Philippines, paralyzed for 3 months because of stroke. Look at her. Look at her. This is my brother doing the first demonstration. She's unable to even move her legs. And on the 8th day, look at that. She's lifting, raising her both legs and started to kick in the air. And on the 53rd day, she said, I think I can walk. But of course, her muscles are just really, really weak. But she started to walk on the 53rd day. And this is her today. You can see she's gained weight. Her hair is black. She looks like 10 years younger. This is what iTeracare has done to her life, to her physical body. Look at that. We've got Bell's palsy. Wow, 8 days of therapy. Look at that. From twitching and deformity, got better in 8 days. We've got breast tumor. In 2 weeks' time, the breast lumped, just gone in 2 weeks' time. Amazing what this device is doing. We've got Alzheimer's disease. This lady was agitated, and when they started blowing on her, she started to close her eyes. The device can help the brain relax, the frequency of the brain. All right, those energies inside the brain, those frequencies, it helped her relax, and it's very good for people who has this problem and people who wants to sleep. And we've got here, this is from the Philippines. She has deformity due to physical injury. All right, she's a battered wife. Can you imagine? She just stand it for long years. You can see, because she was battered for many years, her eyes cannot open. And within few minutes of blowing, she was able to open her eyes after long years. She gave a testimony. That's my brother again right there. And people were teary-eyed. She said she's so grateful with iTeracare. Amazing. We've got this lady with rheumatoid arthritis, unable to close and open her hands. And within 15 minutes time, she was able to close and open her hands again. We have varicose veins in 2 months. Look at that. It disappeared. 2 months. Amazing. We've got paralyzed here. The doctor said, we're going to cut your leg. You know why? Because look, it's dead. It's dying. This guy is diabetic. So this patient has to cut his leg. But again, someone introduced the iTeracare. He started blowing. On the 2nd day, you can see the difference, major difference. 3rd day, 4th day, 5th day, it lightens up. And this is the good part. He started to walk after 15 treatments. From cutting the leg to walking. Wow, that is totally amazing. We've got thyroid nodules, goiter. After 10 therapy, you can see significant reduction of that goiter. We've got muscles and nerves problems like frozen shoulder and a lot of complication. This is Mike. And after blowing it for 15 minutes, he was able to lift his hands 80% higher. Wow. We've got weight management. Ladies with huge, and this guy with huge stomach. After 20 days of therapy, you can see significant reduction. All right. After 2 months, after 3 months, after 4 months. Yes, you just have to really commit to keep blowing on that. But you can see this is without exercise, ladies and gentlemen. It helps removes, water retention, toxins and excess fats. It's very powerful what this frequency can do in your physical body. We've got skin problems. Look at this. This is the mother of a friend. Look at her from September of last year to November. All right. You can see, look at the significant result. It's like 95% better. We've got 3 years of skin disorder after 4 days of therapy. This little girl, all right, with severe psoriasis again. Her baby skin is back after 4 months. scalp psoriasis, vitiligo after 5 months
Halo-halo,
of
guys.
using the Pro device. That is just amazing. We've got instant effect, like a beauty salon effect. And this is after 30 minutes of blowing on the lady's face. You can see dark spot reduced. You can see amazing results of wrinkles reduced in 30 minutes time. You can see those dark circles of the eyes gone in 30 minutes time. And you can see there is a glowing effect on the face. The aura seems to just lift it high, better aura after using this device. We've got this one, all right? Go to your left. This is Miss Ida from the Philippines. She had severe COVID. And after 40 minutes of blowing on her back and her chest, she was able to stand and started to dance in 40 minutes, able to breathe comfortably. We've got Eddie Long. Eddie Long suffered from an unknown severe respiratory disease. He was in the ICU for a few days. Look at his face right here. And Eddie Long just did almost everything. He said, even the doctor said, your problem is like in 1,000 patients, all right, one can only survive. 999 must die. That's the kind of respiratory problem he had. It was kind of impossible for him to survive. But look at him today. Because of iTeracare, he got better. He's so grateful. He posted this in his YouTube and shared this to the entire world. This is Eddie Long. You can search him in Facebook. He is so grateful that the iTeracare saved his life. And you can see here, there is a data, a scientific research, all right, that they're using terahertz for corona infection complicated by pneumonia. You can read that. You can Google this. Science is using terahertz for respiratory, lung disease, and COVID-19 related pneumonia problem. Amazing. We've got breast disorder, immune disorder. We call it cancer. This lady, stage 4, and after 22 days of therapy, 30% of her lump reduced and 90% of the pain relieved. Going to your right side of your screen, we've got here terahertz radiation may offer a treatment for cancer, a potential treatment for cancer. Terahertz is used by scientists. Come on, all right? Are you hearing this? Scientists are using terahertz for what? Treatment for cancer. It's a potential, but that's a good thing. This is science, and scientists are now using this for cancer. In fact, this is the exhibit number 2 here. Colorectal cancer. This is me beside Mr. Shankar. This is the CEO of India branch. You know why he became a CEO? Because he was told by the doctor, you have 6 months to live because of his colorectal stage 4 cancer. You can see his YouTube video, by the way. You can search him. And the doctor said, hey, you're gonna pass, man. You're not gonna make it beyond 6 months. And again, someone introduced to him the iTeracare, started blowing like crazy. He's blowing every day, like 5 times a day, all right? And he's drinking a lot of this terahertz charged water. I'm gonna talk about that. And after 6 months, he went back to the doctor. The doctor was totally shocked. He was cancer-free. Cancer-free. Wow, I'm not saying this is going to cure cancer, all right? But look at this. Look at this exhibit right here. It can truly help. And again, science has said that there's an offer, all right, a potential treatment for cancer using the terahertz. We've got eye problems, glaucoma, red eye problem, pterygium problems, those problems you have in the eyes. This is amazing, guys. You just have to close your eyes and start blowing this on your eyes. Amazing results. Wow. We've got this, this kidney failure. In fact, a while ago, my wife just told me that we have a friend. After how many days was it, darling? 4 days, another kidney failure, dialysis. His creatinine was 1,000 over plus, right? 1,600, all right, 1,600. And it went down to 600 in 4 days' time. And his sponsor called us and was so happy, couldn't believe it. 4 days' time, over 1,000 reading of creatinine, all right? It went down to 600 in 4 days' time. Isn't that amazing? using the iTeracare. Ugandar from Hyderabad, 8.2, it went down to 2.8 creatinine in what? Using it for 2 months time. They have dialysis. These guys are getting better. I met this guy, Ugandar, in India. And this guy, Juasudha from India again. Amazing results. This is what this device can do without popping a pill, by the way. It's just blowing it. Huh. Osteoporosis, 93-year-old lady with severe osteoporosis, nerve impingement. She cannot move because of great pain. And after 2 months of therapy, look at her today. There's another picture. She's walking with a walker. That is totally amazing. And this is one of the latest one. This was last year, November, December. And whoever you are, all right, whoever you are who introduced the iTeracare to this family, I salute you. Thank you. You saved this girl's life. This girl is about to pass. You can see her face. She has NGT for her to eat food, to survive, all right? They don't have much. The family don't have much, all right? And luckily, someone just introduced the iTeracare. They started blowing, and you can see after 2 weeks, the baby girl is back. And today, she's the baby girl you want to see, walking, running around, playing around. And this is after using the iTeracare in a month or 2 months. It's just amazing. You know, this is what this device is doing. That's why the word is crazy. It's totally just crazy what this device has done to many, many lives. And all of you that are here. And now, if you're here for the very first time.
Miss Eileen, do I keep going?
No, it's okay. So we can continue. Okay. Thank you, Renee. Thank you so much, Lord. Okay. So what I'm going to do is first share the features of this iTeracare device. By the way, this is not a medical device. It is only a hot air blower, but we call this iTeracare device. I terahertz myself, so I iTeracare myself. Okay, and it is distributed by Pride International, and it is manufactured by the company of the young scientist Yang Wang. Okay, no, so but this has a research and development for 6 years with the Beijing Institute of Science and Technology. So what is this device? This is a terahertz device. What it does? It illuminates or radiate heat, and at the same time the terahertz frequency. This has 3 technology. This is 3 technology, core technology inside. One of the more important thing is that it has an optical quartz technology. It has a terahertz frequency technology, and it has a quantum technology. This 3 core technology is inside of this device, so we have to be careful because it has a crystal. So if you dropped it, it will not be replaced. But there's a product warranty for a year for this device if it has a manufacturer's defect. Okay, the shelf life is 10 years. It's like an ordinary hair blower. And what I do, the first thing I do if I take a bath, I use this as my hair blower. Why? It has no radiation, plus it will help me energize my brain cells. Okay, first, let me tell you about the features. Terahertz frequency was discovered in 1980. This electromagnetic wave band is between microwave frequency and infrared frequency. So this frequency is the same as the one we used in the, I would say, this in the airport when you go through the TSA and you have this security machine that will show, it's an image wherein they show if there's a metal inside your body. Well, that kind of frequency they use is terahertz frequency. When you use it as in a CT scan or in a medical scanner, they use the frequency of terahertz. Terahertz frequency has no radiation, so it is safe for human. What I learned today is among all the electromagnetic spectrum, okay, only terahertz is very, very designed for our human body. Okay, now one thing good about this, the features. First, it activates. What does it activate? Well, if this is your hand and it is trillions of cells there, and when I blow this terahertz device into your palm of your hands, okay, it will activate all the trillions of cells in your palm. So if I blow it all over the body, I can activate all the trillions of cells in your body because it resonates. The energy level of this terahertz device is the same energy level that is in our body, and our body is a natural receptor. It is a receptor. It accepts, and this is one thing good for our body. So the terahertz frequency activates, and it also identifies. And by the way, Miss Rene, tell me if it's 10 minutes so I can stop, okay? Thank you. So it activates, it also identifies. So it identifies good cell, dormant cell, and it eliminates unhealthy cell. One thing good, it eliminates unhealthy cell. Cancer cells are unhealthy cells. So when it says unhealthy cells, it eliminates unhealthy cells, then it eliminates cancer cells. Okay? So it identifies good cells and dormant cells, and it activates, energizes. So it's like a charger. You know, if your cell phone has a charger, now the latest technology, the revolutionary technology is that every one whole body of the human body can now be activated, and it has its own charger. Can you imagine that technology? You charge the cell so that the cell becomes energized, and when the cell becomes energized, what happens? It functions. It does its function. And what does it do? As a building block of our body, it repairs. It rebuilds. And when it rebuilds, like for example, the kidney problem, because the cell is not working anymore, or the organ is not working anymore, or the organ is near to fail, well, I have good news for you. This will energize the cell. And when we energize the cell, it will start doing its work or its function to rebuild the cell. One thing good about this too is that if you blow to your bone, it can reach the bone marrow. So it can penetrate up to 30 centimeters. So activate. We have activation, we have identification, and we have penetration. So the penetration is up to 30 centimeters, and it can penetrate even to your bone marrows. According to Hippocrates, our ancient Greek father of medicine, if we can hit the bones, then all diseases can be healed. Can you imagine 25th century Hippocrates saying that to us, the 23rd century, 2023rd year? Praise God. Anyway, so it penetrates. Now, the secret is that the stem cell in your body, our body has the ability to produce our own stem cell, and it's in the bone marrow. If we can activate and re-energize all our stem cells, it will grow and go. Our stem cells are like the baby cells, newborn. And so it goes to the area where there's sickness or where there's lack of energy, and it goes there and re-energize and rebuild. You know that our cell is all our cells dies. Everything in us dies, okay? But they are replaced. So within 365 days, 98% of our cells are dies or are replaced. Like for example, the blood has the lifespan of 120 days or 4 months, and then it's all totally repaired. I'll give you the list how the stomach lining is like. I remember it's 5 days, and it's all renewed. Okay, so this is a very good. So it activates, identifies, it penetrates, and it's safe to use because it has no radiation. And we can prove you that. We have radiation test certificates that it has really no radiation. Plus, beware, if you buy it not from the Price International, or if you have to buy it somewhere else in the online, make sure that you buy it and it is distributed by Price International, because if you buy something that is fake, then it will produce radiation. This one has no radiation. And then the best thing is it's user friendly. Even children, you can teach them how to use it, but just tell them to be careful not to drop it. Okay, so these are the features of our iTeracare device. And can you imagine the latest technology you have in your hands right now? Praise God. This is God's miracle one. So, Miss Renee, I would like you to show what it can do to our brain and what it can rebuild in our brain. Thank you, Miss Renee.
Hi, my name is Nadia Lutz, and I'm a traditional naturopath. I also practice applied neurology. So my clientele is a lot of people with neurodegenerative diseases or learning issues, whether it be kids or adults, multitasking, frontal lobe issues, people who are recovering from different heart or stroke issues. I've been practicing since 1982, one form of healthcare or another, and just kind of evolved over the years. I got into the whole neuro aspect because I had neuroline. And I've worked since 2001 with laser acupuncture using infrared laser and cold laser, with some fabulous results with all neuro issues. So when my good friend introduced me to terahertz technology with iTeracare, I had fabulous results right off the bat because I knew the areas to charge. And I get asked a lot of questions about a lot of issues. So I thought I would share some tips and tricks so people can get better use out of their wand and have better results. Now, nothing I present is medical advice. The terahertz device is not a medical device. This is for educational purposes only. Even though I may give an example of a client that I had this results with, doesn't mean that you will have the results. Every single person is different. So it requires a unique approach. So please take this with a grain of salt. It's just for educational purposes only. And now I'm going to play a more formal medical disclaimer before we get going.
Medical disclaimers. iTera Classic and iTera Pro are not medical devices. The information provided on our website is for educational purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult a medical professional or healthcare provider if you are seeking medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Praif International shall not be liable for risks or issues associated with using or acting upon the information on our website. Praif International shall not be liable or responsible for the actions, misrepresentations, or negligence of our members who are independent contractors.
All right, got the legal stuff out of the way. So first, what I'd like to do is explain a little bit about what terahertz is in case you're not familiar with it. And then I would like to talk about the benefits, and then I want to dive right into the brain and talk about the different areas and where you can place the wand so that you can have good effects. And then I want to hit the cranial nerves while you're doing the charging of the wand. So I'm going to kind of show you how to stack things to get better results. If you're not familiar with it, this is one classic device. It is a terahertz wand. There's a terahertz chip in it, and inside there is a tube, a crystal tube, optical crystal, and the combination of heat, the tube, and the terahertz produces this beam of terahertz frequency that can penetrate 7 to 12 inches. So we can have some magnificent effects. You can see at the top here, there's a little chart where you can see there's a terahertz gap. It's a step above infrared and before you get to microwave. It's interesting because this has been used and studied quite a bit since 2014 by different scientists. The American scientists refer to it as a wave of life, Japanese scientists, the light of life, and the Chinese scientists as God's waveband. And the reason is because the terahertz frequency resonates as the same vibration as a healthy cell. So I think that's why these scientists are coming up with these names for them. The terahertz goes in and it optimizes cells that are unhealthy and it strengthens healthy cells. It can activate inert cells by heating up the bone marrow. And it also allows the immune system to strengthen the DNA and just organically heal itself. And it's fabulous at unblocking meridians and points in the body. It improves microcirculation and blood circulation. And it has been shown to, in clinical trials, to regulate some glands. And if you're familiar with traditional Chinese medicine, it can eliminate some extra moisture or humidity in your body and balance the immune system. This is a result of the clinical studies. There are 62 clinical test reports that were done at the Beijing Research Institute of Chemical Technology. Fabulous at inflammation. That was the #1 result. And basically all neuro things, it's inflammation in the brain, right? So we have to find a way to reduce the inflammation. So let's go a little further. Simply charging on the back, the spine, has a great effect because you can see this chart on the left, and each vertebra is attached to different organs. So by going down and up the spine, you can go ahead and activate stem cells, but you can also optimize all your organs, and all your nerves run through there, right? And they all connect up to the brain. Now, one of the great things about the terahertz is you can charge water. It's been shown in an NIH study that if you add minerals to really super high quality water and then you charge it with terahertz, our bodies can absorb up to 50% more vitamins, minerals, and nutrients from the water, which is pretty amazing. So in general practice, that you charge 2 glasses of water before you do anything, and then you drink them. And you can see up at the top, there's a live blood analysis before and after drinking those 2. So up at the top, you see the blood cells are a little clumpy. They've charged the water, they drank it, and now you can see that they're flowing smoothly at the bottom. Here's another example. They're charging the water up at the top. And basically what's happening is it's changing it from a cluster of hydrogen molecules to a linear effect. And that allows the blood to absorb, the body to absorb it more, and it can pass through quicker, bringing more oxygen to the brain, to the body, increases absorption, neutralizes some free radicals, and overall just has a fabulous effect. Okay, so here we have the basic protocol. I actually call this the second basic protocol. The first basic protocol, I would just do the top row. I would charge 2 glasses of water. I would charge on each palm for 30 to 60 seconds, and the same on the soles of the feet, 30 to 60 seconds, and then I would drink 2 more glasses of water. I'd do that for a week or 2 if you're just brand new to energy work. And then I would add in the other areas here that you're seeing. Again, start slow, 30, 60 seconds on each area. So it's going to prime the body to allow the other energy work to take place. So I would definitely start with this first before you dive into the brain. Make sure all the detox pathways are open. It'll reduce our detox symptoms. Okay, so if we look at this right here, we can see coming from the brainstem, there are a lot of cranial nerves. This isn't all the cranial nerves. We'll see that in a minute. But we're basically going to target different areas of the body to activate the cranial nerves to make our brain wake up and pay attention. All right, here is what I call the neuro reset. This is not done in any particular order. I'm just going to go down the left and go to the right. You can do this in any order you like, but these are the areas that I find are very effective when trying to activate the brain. First is the frontal lobe right here, right? You have all of your planning and you're keeping track of things and multitasking. Very important to have a strong frontal lobe. So activating this area in the front can actually help with that. Next area is around the eyes. I like to do a figure 8 around the eyes. There are a lot of cranial nerves that innervate into the eyes. We'll take a look at that next. But you can also see, if you look at the diagram, it goes right to the brainstem as well. So it's really nice. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to talk about contraindications because I haven't mentioned that yet. It's really important. The combination of the heat and the terahertz, we want to avoid charging on any implants at all. Okay, what made me think about it is the eyes. anyone who's had eye surgery and has a lens implant on there, you wouldn't want to do this. You wouldn't want to charge anywhere on the top half of your brain, since it penetrates 7 to 12 inches, right? You might be able to do your throat if you pointed it down, or your jaw if you pointed it down. But if I'm coming here at the ear, that could indirectly get the eyes, right? So you want to avoid all implants. That includes like hearing aids, pacemakers, any mesh anywhere, any metal anywhere, breast implants, any implants whatsoever. Okay, if you have any questions, whether it's an implant or not, you could just ask yourself, was it organically made by my body? If your answer is yes, chances are you're okay. If someone else had to put it into your body, then that's considered an implant, right? Okay, so back to this. Up the nose activates the brainstem, so it's just pretty amazing. You would just take a cool setting on the wand, and you'd come about an inch away from your nose, half an inch away, and you would just charge up. You would want to close your eyes because it's a little uncomfortable with the air going right at your eyes. Same with the eye protocol. You definitely want your eyes closed. You don't want to do this with eyes open. Okay, so you would just charge here. And if you look at the diagram, you can see how it goes up into the nasal passages right to the brainstem. Okay, super important. Next, we have the throat area. So I would charge, go behind the ear, come down the neck, hit the middle of the neck, and then do the other side. Okay, and you can start slow and add in. So start 30, 60 seconds, and then you increase. You have a lot of cranial nerves coming from your jaw down into your throat, vagus nerve included. Then we have the temples right here. Okay, so again, hitting that frontal lobe, but coming in from the side here. Ears, really fabulous spot. Okay, you can see on the ears how it would go right through and get to the middle brain. We have a lot of different brain parts in there, so it's just fabulous to the ears. In addition, if you look at acupuncture points, acupressure points, your whole entire body is found on the ears. Cerebellum, absolute favorite spot for that, and up the nose would be my favorite spot for a neuro reset. If you only had time to do two things, I would do the cerebellum and up the nose. If you reach back on your hairline, the bottom of the hairline, you can feel two knobs. That's your cerebellum, right? You have a right and a left. You would want to charge that area. If you're having one-sided issues, so if your right side was not working so great, you had a hard time moving your hands, hard time walking, droopy face, you would want to focus on the left side. You want to focus on the opposite side, okay? But when in doubt, just charge both sides. We definitely want that nice and strong. Jaw, we have a trigeminal nerve. We have so many other issues here. So you'd want to go ahead and warm that jaw area. Let's think about the implant while we're here, right? If you have any metal due to your teeth, amalgams, or any type of root canal that has used metal, you would want to avoid the jaw, right? So you'd have to be careful on the ears. I would definitely point up. I wouldn't point down, right? Temples, you can go directly to the side. Again, I wouldn't put down. That could go ahead and get to the jaw. Frontal lobe, I'd go up a little bit. And definitely eyes, if you're going to do that, definitely go up a little bit. Throat, you'd have to be careful to go down, right? So you just have to be very mindful of where you have your implants and think of every little thing. Now we saw that photo, how you have all the nerves going through the spine. So it's fabulous to go all along the spine as well. If you've had any physical issue, whether it be stroke or Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, you'd want to focus a little bit on the cervical spine also. Sometimes there's a little bit of impingement, any little deviation of the vertebra. You might want to see a chiropractor to see if we can get more blood flow to the brain, right? We're basically doing two things: reduce inflammation and get more blood to the brain. Those are our big things we're trying to do. Again, if you only had time to do two things, I would do up the nose and the cerebellum. If you had time to do three things, up the nose, cerebellum, and the spine. Okay, start slow, 20 to 30 seconds on these spots, and then increase as necessary. Okay, favorite part. Let's start getting into the cranial nerves. It's fabulous just taking it and going to different areas, and you're going to find results. But if we want results quicker, our sensory part of our brain is 60% of the brain. Okay, so if we can activate the sensations in our brain through our cranial nerves, we're going to have a better effect. Okay, we can take a look at where all of these are. The back here down by the accessory is the cerebellum. In the front, we have the olfactory coming, right? The nose. And we have the optic nerve for our eyes. We have the trigeminal in blue for our jaw, right? We have the facial nerve right behind that, smiling, frowning, touching. And then the glossopharyngeal involved in swallowing and taste. And then the vagus goes down and attaches to all the organs, super important. You can activate when you swallow, hum, or gargle. Don't worry, I'm gonna talk you through this, so don't panic yet. Okay, lots of different ways to wake up the brain while you're charging. Okay, I gave you a big list because our brain likes novelty. You can't do the same thing every day. We have to keep it fresh. We have to change it up so our brain doesn't know what's happening and it wakes up and it pays attention. Okay, we don't often have vibration. So I'd really like to use vibration. Can't find my little tool. I have a vibrating toothbrush. I'll just use my pen as an example. So you would turn it on and you could bite on the vibrating toothbrush, or you can stroke your trigeminal nerve or around the eyes, anything to make your brain pay attention to that area. So perhaps I'm charging and biting at the same time with a vibrating toothbrush, right? Now, our central nervous system can be calmed down a lot by breathing in and out our nose, just simply called nostril breathing, okay? So if you have a child that's very active, almost to the point of hyperactive, we want to train them to breathe in and out the nose. And you can use essential oils to help the brain pay attention, right? Something like lemon, orange, and peppermint are going to wake the brain up. Something like lavender and chamomile are going to calm the brain down. So if you have someone with low affect, very tired, they can't get up and walk very well, we will want to wake them up, right? We want to use peppermint or lemon or orange. So you can plug one nostril and you can breathe on the other one. And maybe you do this while you charge the different areas, right? So we're really waking up our brain and we're making it pay attention, and you'd want to do both sides. Okay. You can try to identify smell. So we want to make the brain pay attention. I have a slide. I'll show you a little bit more about that. And same with the other one. We can add salt or candy. I'll show you a slide down below. One of my favorite things to do is rub oil. So you can take an essential oil, and if it's a hot oil, or if it's a young child or an older adult, you want to cut it down with like a coconut oil, and you'd rub it in front of your ear. You'd rub the cartilage here, and you'd rub it behind your ear, all up and down here. And then you could just charge, right? Adding color glasses is fabulous, okay? It changes the optic nerve, so it wakes up the brain, because it's not often that we see everything in orange, right? Or everything in green, both of which are very, very grounding colors. So again, if you have someone spiraling up, orange or green are going to help calm the central nervous system down, right? If you have someone with low affect and can't get off the couch, doesn't want to do anything, they might need red to bring them up. This can cause a little bit of high blood pressure, so be careful if they feel anything there. Or yellow, right? Yellow is a sunset. So if it's a dark day, you're not able to see the sunset, you can put on yellow or orange, and you could charge, right? You could charge a cerebellum, you could charge anything. Talked a little bit about nostril breathing, helping calm the central nervous system down. Humming or gargling activates the vagus nerve and calms the central nervous system down. So you could breathe in your nose, out your nose, and hum. Maybe you add in essential oils. Maybe you add in your vibration. Maybe you add in shoulder shrugs. All these things, they're so simple, yet they make the brain pay attention, which is what we want to do. We're trying to wake the brain up, right? Another great thing you can do, if you have a device, you can play frequencies for nerve stimulator or different parts of the brain, the cerebellum, frontal lobe, depending on what issues you're dealing with. Another way, while you're doing all of this, is to have some sort of challenge for your brain. You can do multiplication tables, right? So you're charging your ear and you're counting by threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Maybe you count backwards by 4, starting from 100. You want to challenge your brain, right? Or you do the alphabet in animals, aardvark, bear, cat, going through it while you're charging, right? Waking up the brain. Remember, this is all very stimulating things. So you want to start slow, see how your body reacts, and add things in. And always, always, always change it up. Don't do the same thing every day. We want novelty for the brain. So here's an example of different ways you can add in different sensations, right? You have your peppermint oil. Here's a little honey. You could add salt, right? You could do either one. You could do gum. You could chew on mint. You could have tea. You could have peppermints. Same with cinnamon, all different things. Here's a smell identification as an example. You could just take your essential oils, right? Take 4 or 5, take the lids off, close your eyes while you're wanding, pick one up, try to identify what it is and put it down, pick another one up, identify what it is. Or you could have actual substances like cinnamon or chocolate or coffee beans. Okay, so here's an example of combining them. We have red glasses on, we have the vibration toothbrush, nostril breathing, and we're doing essential oils, terahertz, and humming, right? So we have a lot of things that our brain's activating and paying attention. So hopefully this wasn't too much for you. I threw a lot at you, but you can always go back and rewatch it. Start with one thing, add a couple of other things in, see how you do. Keep a journal, see what your brain likes. Every brain is different, right? You have to see what your brain likes. Here's a little riddle for you. I put up here, right? Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change by Stephen Hawkins, right? We're trying to change our brain for one reason or the other. We're trying to optimize it. So using the combination of terahertz and all these different tools, I hope that you're able to get some success. And make sure to join our Facebook group down at the bottom. You can see iTeracare Health Facebook group for lots more tips. We have a lot in our guides. It's also important, I have to mention, that all these things work really well, but chances are you need to adapt some lifestyle changes, right, in order to make a real change. We have to eliminate anything that causes inflammation. So that would be pesticides, toxicities, gluten, sugar, dairy, they're all inflammatory. Alcohol, any processed foods. We want to eat real, clean, organic foods as much as possible and get rid of the processing because all that does is cause inflammation. And then sometimes that is double the effect because a lot of people with neuro issues have swallowing problems, right? So make sure you get a lot of that humming and gargling in to build those muscles and activate those cranial nerves. Anyway, I hope you get a lot out of this and journal and do these drills. Remember, it's going to take a lot of time with it. So aim for 15 to 20 minutes a day as you work up to it and then increase it. The more time you put in, the faster you'll see the results, right? If you've had symptoms for 2, 5, 10 years, it's going to take a while, right? Don't get frustrated. Keep with it. We just need to wake up that brain. All right. Thank you so much for sticking with me this long. And I hope you got something out of this. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Miss Nadia. Thank you so much. Okay, how many minutes more? Or if you want, you can ask questions. I just want to remind you that we have also the blowing guide. And always remember, if you have water, use the glass and charge it for 3 minutes because it will change the molecular structure of the water from cluster to linear. It will help your blood lower the viscosity and it will have an effect, a benefit effect of anti-radiation, antibacteria, and anti-aging. So don't forget your water before and after. They prefer warm water so that it will be already part of your temperature, body temperature. Okay? So, of course, you have received a Classic 2.0, which is wherein the device you can unscrew and screw. Be careful of the crystals, and it is always that if you overuse it, it will just automatically turn off, but let it cool down totally, and then it will resume its um, blowing device. Okay? So any question, we can entertain 1 or 2 questions, and then we will have next week something new again, something new. So I'm always looking for something new to share so that it will be an accumulation of knowledge. Like today, I learned so much. Any question, Miss Renee?
Does anybody have any questions? I don't see anything in the chat.
I have a question, Miss Eileen.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm wondering about the water. My husband has a hard time drinking a lot of water. So will it still work on him if he doesn't drink the full amount?
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, we can always do it on a smaller amount, but more often. You know?
Okay.
More smaller amount, but more often. And I believe that, if we have more water, anyway, it will be detoxified. So it will still come out of the system. And
Okay.
if he has a good kidney, then it will be, it's just a matter of like, oh, by the way, you can add green juice to your water.
Okay. Well, he has a
Yes.
problem with incontinence, so drinking a lot of water is an issue for him, or drinking a
Okay.
lot of liquids.
The incontinence, I used to have that. Okay. What I did, I always take the water, but then I used to go to the bathroom at night 3 to 4 times. But then with the constant use of the blower, of the iTeracare device, right now, after like what, 4 months of using it, 4 months dedicated. Okay. I don't urinate anymore. When I sleep, I will urinate in the morning.
Wow.
So
That's
I
great.
was able to correct that. So of course, in the blowing guide, I would recommend that you blow, of course, the back because it covers all organs, and then the
Okay.
groin and the lower part of the stomach. But yeah, it will really help. And yeah, so take small portions of water.
Okay.
Drink, I mean,
One
drink.
one other question regarding the water. You said like if you're blowing a glass of water, you do it for a minute or 2 minutes
We
to
recommend three.
charge the water.
Yes, three
I'm just
minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Okay, but if you're doing a larger, like I have a pitcher of water, then do I need to do it for longer?
I believe no, as long as it's not less than 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because that was what I learned from the scientists. 180 seconds, and it would change the molecular structure of the water.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Miss
So,
Eileen, I do have a question too.
Yes. Okay.
Sorry, did you want to finish something? You were going to say
No.
something. Okay.
No.
So I
No.
do red light therapy as well. Is that something I can use in conjunction, and should it be before or after the protocol?
Okay. What is red light technology? Red light application.
Red light therapy, you go into like a tanning bed, and it's the red light, it's a healing device, and it emits the red light, which is the best light of the sun, I guess, and it helps to heal. So, but I'm
Renee,
just,
I think isn't that called infrared light?
well, we call it red light here. I don't know what other term to use.
Okay.
Okay. I don't. For that question, I would have to find out what's the answer.
Okay.
But because if you're, I know that we were able to pass the ultraviolet. We were able to say, we can say that the ultraviolet cannot harm us because of the terahertz. I read that and I heard that from a scientist. But then the red light, find out what kind of a red light it is so that we can find out how we can answer that. And we can ask Dr. James Song is a very good person to acknowledge, and I will acknowledge or address that question to him. But kindly find out the red light therapy, what is it?
Okay, what specifically that emits from the okay, I can find that out. Thank you.
Okay. So for everybody, we are so thankful. Miss Renee, thank you very much. And kindly record this because I think this one is a very good, what do you think? It's a very good information added to what we know already.
Yes, for sure. Thank
Yes,
you, Miss
so
Eileen.
don't forget to drink your water. Thank you very
Miss
much. God
Eileen.
bless you all. And see
Thank
you
you.
next week. And we will have more surprises, more information. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Thank you.
Good
God
night.
bless.
Thank you.
God bless. Thank you.